It was a busy summer on the island of Sodor. The royal family had recently visited, which had brought great excitement. However, the excitement was not over yet, for another big event was coming up. The Olympic Games were going to take place in London that year, and for the first time in Sodorian history, the Olympic torch was going to be making a stop at Sodor. Did you know that Topher Timbling is going to be one of the runners? Topher Timbling? You mean Sodor's running champion Topher Timbling? Yes, Topher Timbling. That's a stupid name. Isn't he pretty old now? Maybe, but he's a legend, Emily. He brought home many medals for Sodor. I'm sure Pip and Emma are pleased. They are the ones who will be bringing the torch here after all. Don't be ridiculous, Gordon. The engine to take the torch is one of much more class and grace. It's me. You? Why you? Well, after Pip and Emma's lackluster performance, he asked me to do it instead. I am what some would say, an old school rail car. No wonder he chose me. It sounds like to me that you were only the second best. Huh! Why, I never! Calm it, you two. Let's not start another steam diesel conflict, please. Meanwhile, the Fat Controller was making final preparations. He was rather worried after what happened with the Queen. I just hope things go to plan, without interference from the older engines. Edward! Hello, Trevor. Edward and Trevor were always pleased to see each other. The two old friends soon got chatting. Eventually, the topic of the Olympic torch came up. Isn't that Topher fellow taking part? He's the fastest man on Sodor, correct? Yes, he lives in Ballyhoo, I believe. Oh, I am excited. I've been around for a long time, but I've never seen anything like this before. Me too. It's like history in the making. It certainly will be a day to remember. Hope I can get a good view. As do I. Anyways, Trevor, I must go. My signal's down. I'll see you later. See you later, Mr. Cole. Bye, Edward. Come on, Trevor, we best be off. We have work to do. Sure thing, Jacob. Trevor was excited for the rest of the day. He was sent to help out on a nearby farm to cover for a broken down tractor. It was hard and dirty work, but Trevor didn't mind. However, Trevor wasn't so happy that night when it was time to go home. I'm afraid the farmer hasn't been able to mend his tractor, Trevor. He needs you here for the next few days. Oh dear. I hope it won't be long. I don't mind hard work, but I was hoping to see Topher Timbling carrying the torch. Me too. Oh well, at least we'll be useful. And the farmer said I could stay in his spare room, so I'm good there. Trevor sighed, but he had to be content. Trevor continued working on the farm for the next few days. He worked hard, but as time ticked by and the farmer's tractor wasn't getting any better, it soon became clear that Trevor wasn't going to get what he wanted. Oh well, at least we'll get plenty of money for the vicar. At last, the big day came. Today is the day, ladies and gentlemen. I am Rowan Rowlings. We are currently outside the home of Topher Timbling. This is a big day, not just for Sodor, but for him. Topher, how are you feeling today? I'm just gonna finish my coffee with Bailey's. My coffee with cream, and then I'll head down to Kronk in about an hour. Well, you've heard it here, folks. Be at Kronk in 1 hour to see Sodor's fastest man take off. The torch soon arrived and began its journey across the island. It soon reached Kronk, where Topher Timbling was waiting to take it to Tidmouth. There, it would be transported by ferry to the Isle of Man. There you are. What took you so long? What? Give it here. I'll show you how the fastest man on Sodor does it. And Topher Timbling took off to the sounds of a cheering crowd. Topher continued to run down the roads of Sodor, passing crowds of exciting people and flashing cameras. However, the man wasn't as fast as he used to be. Come on. I can do this. I can do this. Oh, god damn it. Oh, come on. Oh. Meanwhile, Trevor was chugging down the lane. He was feeling rather sad about not being able to watch the torch. But suddenly, he noticed something. There's a man standing in the middle of the road. Jacob, we should stop and see what's wrong. So Trevor chugged over, and the man went over to speak to Jacob Cole. Mr. Timbling has done his back in. Can we load him and the torch onto your tractor, and you bring him down to Tidmouth? It's not far from here, and the torch needs to catch its ferry. Jacob Cole wasn't sure, but Trevor was delighted to help. Oh, of course. So Trevor was led down the road where he saw it. It was none other than Topher Timbling, Olympic torch in one hand, and his other hand pressing down on his back. Everyone crowded around him, which made him very annoyed. Are you okay there? Yeah, kid. I'm just catching my breath. Kid? Your security firm asked if we could take you the rest of the way. I'm fine. And here we see Topher Timbling, Sodor's fastest man, standing completely still. Huh. Okay, let's go. Of course. Mr. Cole, help Mr. Timbling aboard. Jacob Cole hopped down from Trevor's cab and helped Topher Timbling up into Trevor. It was rather difficult, what with Topher holding a massive fiery torch. Once he was on board, Trevor chugged down the road towards Tidmouth. Trevor chuffed happily down the lane, trying to go as fast as he could, which wasn't very fast at all. Topher Timbling was rather frustrated but didn't say anything. He was just happy to let his back get some rest. Here. What? Mr. Timbling? What? Helping the guy out. Soon Trevor chugged into the harbour. Topher stood up carefully and waved at the cheering crowd. He was slowly helped down from Trevor's cab and led away towards the ferry. So, Mr. Timbling, everyone saw that you came on the back of a steam tractor. What's that all about? Well, there was a slight incident on my way here. You did your back in? Hey, what's your word, Slim Jim? Anyways, thanks to Mr. Cole and Trevor the Traction Engine, I was able to get here, and the torch is now back en route. Well, you heard it here. Thanks to Trevor the Traction Engine, the Olympic torch is back on track. Rowan Rowling signing out. What's the problem, sir? Miss Adams, it's the last few events. Oh, is it because things didn't really go so well? Yes, but it's more of a case that the steam engines saved the day. Huh? It's just, I want to show people that the Northwestern Railway is more than just a children's storybook world. We're a railway, and I want this railway to be taken seriously. Yeah, no matter what happens, the steam engines always find a way to jump in and play heroes. I know it sounds bad and selfish, but I've got plans, and I can't have them being meddled with. You know, I think it's time that I put these plans into action. Miss Adams, come back later. I have something to show you. Oh, sure thing, sir. Trevor quickly returned to the farm, where he swiftly got back to work. He made up for lost time, and smiling as he went. But his day was about to get even better, for that evening, Trevor was finally allowed to return to the orchard. By this time the story had spread, and everyone cheered and waved at him as he went by. He stopped for a drink at Wellsworth, where he met Edward. Oh, it was grand, Edward. People waving at me as I went by and getting my photo taken. It's enough to make an old traction engine feel young again. You should see them back at Tidmouth. Daisy still can't believe her eyes, and James is ever so jealous. Oh. Trevor, we need to go. Whatever for? I've just spoken to the station master. Apparently Mr. Hat isn't too pleased about us taking his water. Huh? Pardon? Oh, don't worry, Edward. I've got plenty for the journey back and then some. Alright then. Bye then, Trevor. See you around. Trevor can't take water here anymore. But he's been doing it for years and no one's minded. I wonder what the Fat Controller is up to. So, where are we going? You'll see. You know, Miss Adams, I've been working on this since around the start of last year. The board wasn't exactly fond of it, but I was able to get it to a place where they all seemed happy. This is Project Highspeed, a new high-speed line ran by the most up-to-date engines in railway technology. With this and the freight link services, the North Western Railway will become the most successful and efficiently ran railway in the whole of the UK. And you're going to build it there, just cutting right through the middle of the countryside? It'll bypass goods traffic and commuter services. What will become of the steam engines? That's phase 2. The current roundhouse at Tidmouth is going to be knocked down, and my new railway history museum will be put in its place. That way all the steam engines could have a much needed rest. So, what do you think, Miss Adams? It's good? I know. I think it's high time that we put this project in motion. Enough with the murmurs and concepts going around. From this moment forth, Project Highspeed is go.